our souls at stake. Let's give it our best. Let's take them back to the Bible.
Good morning. Welcome to Reaching the Lost Success Strategies. I want to talk about a very important contact that every congregation has. In fact, it's always the number one contact we're asked about when we discuss evangelism at the local church. The members that are sitting in your pews more than likely know somebody who's fallen away. They have a daughter, a son, a parent, a family member, a loved one, a friend that has fallen away from the church, and they're very concerned about them. So when we show up and start talking about reaching out to the community, reaching out to people who are not Christians, they're automatically going to ask, why aren't we reaching out to the people who've fallen away? It's a very good question. And evangelism does not exclude the unfaithful, the prodigal. Evangelism includes the prodigal. And there are things that you should be doing at the local church to bring the prodigal home. Now, traditionally, as I've been in full-time preaching over 20 years, our elders would go through the list of the membership. We discuss those who are no longer attending, and then we'd assign visits. The elders or myself as a preacher, we go to their home, sit in their home, and try to figure out why they've fallen away, what's going on. All right, it's uncomfortable. And but I've got something I think that would be better than that visit, at least initially. You see, we have what we call the prospect list. The prospect list are the contacts that are activated, and you're pursuing them through love, kindness, and compassion. You're trying to till the soil of the hearts. So when we pull into a congregation and we're talking about creating your initial prospect list, I can't think of a better group of people to begin putting on that prospect list than those who've fallen away. Now, you may not automatically have a list of people in your community that you're working on, but if you just open up your church directory, you have the unfaithful listed there because they're no longer attending. Here's a suggestion. Why not take these prodigals, these unfaithful, or the weak who've just started to be sporadic in their attendance, and place them on the prospect list? Now, this is a never-ending task. You're constantly going to be adding them to the list, and you may not be able to do all of them at first, but let's take a few of those and let's make sure that each week, as the prospect list is printed, you're placing some of these unfaithful on the list and you're reaching out to them as a congregation. See, church discipline is not just a work of the eldership or a preacher. It's the work of the congregation. Brethren, if any of you do err from the faith and one convert him, know that he that converteth a sinner from the error of his way hideth a multitude of sin. You see, they need a conversion. And this is a conversion that needs to involve the membership. So in Galatians 6 and verse number 1, if a man be overtaken in a trespass, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one. That's given to the membership. It says, my brethren. So we all should be involved in that. That is reaching out to those who've fallen away. So here's the suggestion. Place them on the compassion card, prospect list, begin sending those compassion cards. Now we have an entire category of restoration in compassion cards, a variety of cards that you can send. Write them warm, kind notes like, hey, your pew's still warm. We miss you. We'd love to see you again. Your parking spot's still there. We can't wait for you to return. We look forward. We'd love to take you out to eat and spend some time with you. There are so many things you could say, and perhaps you have a more personal relationship. Just reach out to them. So we would suggest on your prospect list, one of the first categories of people you place on it are those who become unfaithful, the prodigals. Don't ignore them. This is a little bit more effective than that uncomfortable visit. In fact, we have seen as high as 75% of the prodigals come back once you do this. Let me say that again, as high as 75% come back. The low numbers are around 25%. In other words, this works. Here's another strategy in evangelism. We hope you'll take advantage of this. We care deeply for those who've fallen away. We want them to come home. We want them to come back to the church of Christ. We love them. Thank you for listening this week. God bless.
We just plant and water, then watch God see the increase start. There are souls at stake. Let's give it our best. Let's take them back to the Bible.